My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my list of my most anticipated movies of 2026. And usually I do a list of 10, but two of the movies on this list were on my list last year, and then they got pushed back, and I wanted to talk about 10 new movies. So, long story short, I'm doing a list of 12. So let's begin with my 12th most anticipated movie of 2026, and it's 28 Years Later, The Bourne Temple. And I really liked 28 Years Later, and I'm curious to see where this story goes. Is Aaron Taylor Johnson going to be in this one? Is Cillian Murphy going to be in this one? What's going to happen with Jimmy and his gang? I don't know, but I want to know. And this movie has already screened for critics, and everybody seems to love it. So I'm very excited. I cannot wait, and that's why it's number 12. My 11th most anticipated movie of 2026 is the only comic book movie I care about for next year, and it's Clayface. This movie is getting directed by James Watkins, who directed Eden Lake, which is one of my favorite movies ever. He directed Woman in Black, which is a great atmospheric horror movie. He directed the remake of Speak No Evil. The guy is such a talent, and I can't wait to see how he brings this story to life. It's going to be a body horror movie in the DC universe, and apparently it's going to be practical effects, so count me in. This has so much potential, and I really hope it delivers. Movie number 10 is Obsession. Now, this movie is directed by Cory Barker, who does lots of really funny movies on YouTube. He did direct a movie last year called Milk and Cereal, which I didn't really care for. But I love the premise of Obsession. Well, this guy makes a wish for this girl to fall in love with him, and things go terribly wrong. Lots of potential there. Cory Barker is a really funny guy, and I don't know, I just got a good feeling about this one, and it already screened at TIFF and Fantastic Fest, and people love it. So I'm optimistic. I cannot wait. My 9th most anticipated movie is Insidious 6. I love this franchise. The first two are two of my favorite horror movies of all time, and I love the third one, I like the fourth one, and I even like the fifth one. So Insidious is 5 for 5 in my books, and this one's going to be directed by Jacob Chase. Count me in. Jacob Chase directed this movie back in 2020 called Come Play, which I found to be so underrated, and it seems like he's been working on this movie for quite some time. So, I'm very excited. Movie number 8 is The Drama. Now, one of my favorite actors working nowadays is Robert Pattinson. One of my favorite actresses working nowadays is Zendaya. You put those two in a movie together, and you've actually got 3 movies next year. Odyssey, Dune Messiah, and this movie. But this is a movie, well, I'm very curious about it. It seems like it's going to be about a toxic relationship, and it could have depth. It could be funny, it could be emotional. I don't know. I feel like this movie just has so much potential, and it's getting directed by the dude who made Dream Scenario. So count me in, I can't wait. Now, movie number 7 isn't confirmed for next year, but it does seem likely, and it's called The Entertainment System is Down. Now, this movie is a comedy set on an airplane. Well, the entertainment system goes down, and chaos in short starts happening. and it stars Keanu Reeves, and that right there is enough to get me excited. It's a really great premise, and it's getting directed by Ruben Östlund, I believe is his name. He directed Force Le Majeure, a movie I do really like. He directed The Skrill, a movie I haven't seen. And he directed Triangle of Sadness, which I think I gave a 6 out of 10 to, but it's actually sat incredibly well, and it's actually smarter than I gave it credit for. So, the dude's a talent. I feel like this could be a really thoughtful, funny, chaotic movie, and yeah, I cannot wait. Movie number 6 is Evil Dead Born. Now, Evil Dead is one of the best franchises ever. I love the first movie, the second, the third, the remake, Evil Dead Rise. This franchise is 5 for 5, and none of these movies are decent or good. They're all great to fantastic. This franchise is just gnarly and twisted and effective and campy and funny, and I don't know what to expect here, but it's called Evil Dead Born. So, like, is this one going to be set in hell? Like, if that's the case, holy shit. I don't know. I love this franchise. I cannot wait for this movie. And is this movie getting directed by the dude who did Infested, or the dude who made Last Stop in Yuma County? Sebastian Winsnick. Okay, yeah, this dude made Infested, which was an okay movie, but it had great moments, and I'm still very optimistic. Movie number 5, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. This movie is directed by Gore Verbinski, who is one of my favorite directors ever. His Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy consists of 3 of the best movies ever. I love The Lone Ranger, I love A Cure for Wellness, I love Mouse Hunt, I like Rango. Yeah, the dude's got talent, and he's back, and that is enough for this movie to be on my list. But you've also got Sam Rockwell, Haley Lou Richardson, Zazie Beetz. You've got a great original premise. People saw it at Fantastic Fest, and I've heard great things. I cannot wait for this movie. I'm in. Movie number 4 is the big sci-fi movie this year, and it's Project Hail Mary. Now, I watched the trailer for this movie, and it looks just like The Martian, because it's based on a book written by the same dude. But still, that's a very good thing. It looks charming, it looks funny, but it also looks visually stunning. I've heard great things about the book. I've heard great things about the movie. You've got Ryan Gosling and Sandra Hurlow. It's directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who always deliver. So, and I loved the second trailer to this movie. So, yeah, I cannot wait to see this movie on IMAX in March. Movie number 3. Look, I'm just a sucker for the Resident Evil video games, and I know the Mila Jovovich movies aren't great, and I never saw the Netflix TV show, but apparently it sucked, and Welcome to Raccoon City also sucked as well. So, like, this franchise, like, I know I should give up, but I love the game so much that I cannot wait for this new one. It's directed by Zach Cregel, who directed Barbarian, a movie I like, and Weapons, a movie I love. It's going to be set at wintertime, which could create a really cool atmosphere. And he says he wants to make a story where it feels like a descent into hell, which, yes, absolutely. And I'm just very optimistic about this one. I feel like they're finally going to get it right. And if they do, I'd be so thrilled. Movie number 2 is Send Help. Sam Raimi is one of my favorite directors ever, and to see him make another horror movie, just count me in. But it also helps that this one has a really great premise where it's like Misery meets Castaway, and you've got Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien, and you had one of the best trailers of the year. It looks funny, it looks disturbing, it looks intense. I've heard some things about it, which gets me really curious. So yeah, I cannot wait for this movie, and it's coming out really soon. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these movies are coming out really soon. But my most anticipated movie of 2026, it better come out this year because I think I've put this movie on my list for the past 3 years, and it's Wildwood. I love Lakey. I love Coraline. I love Kubo. I love Paranorman. I like Box Trolls. I like Missing Link. I can't wait to see what they deliver here. They've clearly spent a lot of time on it, and it feels like a fantasy movie that's going to capture a sense of awe and wonder. It looks visually stunning. I'm sure the story's going to be great. I feel like this is going to be the fantasy movie where I keep coming back to it time and time again. I've got a great feeling about this movie. It better come out this year because I'm sick of talking about how anticipated it is. But Wildwood is my most anticipated movie of 2026. And just some quick honorable mentions. The Odyssey, I trust Nolan, but I don't really care for the look of it so far. Scream 7, I'm very curious about. Toy Story 5, I want it to be great. I'm kinda excited, but I'm kinda skeptical because it seems like they're undoing the ending of the last film. What's that movie called? The Unseen? Oh shit, what's that movie called? I gotta figure out the name. Undertone, that's the one. The Mummy, which I heard might get the name changed to something else. Wild Horse 9. I want to be excited for Disclosure Day, the new Spielberg movie, but I really hate that trailer. So, plenty of movies to look forward to. That's my list. What's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.